Movement is medicine. Muscles are fun. And I mean this when I say this, and it'll piss off the incels online. Muscles are for everyone. So let's teach you guys how to get some big arm muscles today. Today we're going to be going over biceps, how to get big biceps in a general sense. I will show a couple videos which I'll do voiceovers for here in a bit, but let's go over the basics of biceps. Your elbow is what your bicep is attached to, as well as your shoulder joint, but your elbow is what controls your bicep in a nutshell. Basically, opening up your elbow stretches the bicep. Closing the gap of the elbow is what activates it. Your bicep is what pulls your wrist toward your shoulder, essentially. This is a hinge joint. It is only meant to work in this frontal plane of motion, forward and backward. Your elbows are not supposed to go sideways. I have done that to both of mine. It is not fun. Please don't do that. Both sports injuries, not intentional. But I would highly recommend we do 2 different forms of biceps within our weekly routines at the very least. We want to do a bicep exercise that's hard at the beginning, and then we want to do a bicep exercise that's harder at the top. How we do that, I will go over here in just a little bit. However, I want you guys to understand when it comes to big arms, you need to get as much tension and intensity as you can. So you should be pushing toward failure. Drop sets are fantastic. That is where you drop the weight about 30 to 50% after you're done pushing to or close to failure in an exercise, then doing the same thing, pushing to or close to failure with a lighter weight. It's one of the easiest ways for you to get that progressive overload and push toward failure for your body, because no one wants to just do everything to failure exactly and fail a rep. Maybe fail 1 rep short of what failure would be, or stop 1 rep short of what failure would be, and then drop the weight, do a bunch more. That's going to get you a lot more extra volume than just pushing through 1 extra rep. However, doing both would be ideal. A lot of you aren't going to want to do that. Let's get into the bicep exercises and explain exactly what I mean and what we're doing in each one. These are not the only bicep exercises that exist, but I'm just going to go over the details of the videos that I have. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comment section. That's what it's for. Hi, real quick before voiceover Brendan takes over. The bicep also gets engaged when you lift your elbow like this. That's it. And your tricep does the same, opposite, because they're attached to your shoulders, and I'll explain this in a different video.
Alright, so here I'm showing, I like to hold my dumbbell at the bottom of the handle. It gives me better forearm and brachioradialis engagement, aka I'm just going to get more out of this motion. These are going to be harder at the start of the motion, like I was mentioning, and the second video, the normal hammer curls, they're tougher at the top of the motion. Doing 1 variation of each in the same day or just within your weeks, just in your training program, is highly recommended, as you want to challenge your muscles in different angles at different points and make sure that they are strong throughout all ranges of motion and at all angles. But you got to do things 1 at a time, slowly and surely. Speaking of 1 at a time, notice I'm doing these 1 hand at a time instead of using the easy bar attachment below me at the bottom of the screen. I have a weak and or torn bicep, so I like to do my left arm, my weak arm movements first, so that way I never do more reps with my right side than my left side than I can do, and just make the disproportion worse. So I'd highly recommend, when working out, if you have a known weak side, you should work out the weaker side first, so it dictates how many reps you should be doing. Now, we're going to move into normal hammer curls, and I was doing these just as a drop set right after, so there's not many that I'm doing, but these are much easier in general, and also much easier when it comes to the start of the motion compared to the top, the end. Getting both of these within the same day helps make my biceps feel nice, juicy, and full. I even get 1 last rep of just normal dumbbell curl, which is harder than a hammer curl, so I don't really know why I thought that I should do that. Sometimes you just do things.
Thank you for watching. I've been making movement-related videos every day the month of May, as well as going live for an hour on my streams to help promote at least moving an hour every day. Light, intensive, doesn't matter. Just moving your body and feeling good. I'm going to continue this initiative, just not every day post-May. However, for the rest of the few days, if you'd like to check me out or come ask me fitness questions on my streams, I'll be live every day around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give or take, some days will be different, until the end of the month. And then will be to 1 to 2 times a week, but I will still be streaming 3 to 4 times per week, and I will still be working out and making fitness content weekly. I would love, love, love any amount of support you can give me, liking this, commenting, share it with a friend, whatever you feel like doing. I'd appreciate any amount of support you can give me. So, thank you so much. And remember,